And we're just celebrating Mother's Day. Amen. This is a special day for special people and special ladies today. And it's not just my mother, but all mothers in the building today. It's just a special day. And we'll be before you long because I just want you, baby. I always tell people go out and enjoy what God has given us out on the outside. I know some of you may want to go out and take your mother out or your wife out or whatever. So I just want to give you a couple of things that God has given me today, just talking to you today, amen, about what makes a special mother, a special woman, a special mother, what makes them special. And I'm going to read something in Mark the 4th chapter. Can you ask Jesse to come out here, please? Jesse, can you come out here, please? I don't have to say it. Mark the 4th chapter. And we're going to begin at the 31st verse. I tell you what, maybe, did y'all hear feedback? Y'all don't hear feedback? Testing, 1, 2. Let me try this, because I heard feedback in that one. Ron, I'm sorry you got to follow me over here. That's okay. That's okay. I was hearing feedback, but that's okay. I changed mics. That's okay. Okay, Mark, the 4th chapter and 31st verse. There came then his brethren and his mother, and standing without, sent unto him, calling him. And the multitude sat about him, and they said unto him, Behold, your mother and your brethren without seek for you. And he answered them, saying, Who is my mother or my brethren? This means he meant to place this relationship in its proper perspective. And he looked around about on them which sat about him, and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. This means he gestures toward those who hungrily desire to hear his word and answer his own question. For whosoever shall do the will of God, the same is my brother, my sister, and my mother. Now this places in all born-again believers in a status even greater than flesh and blood relationship, while never for a moment demeaning their relationship. So this is just Jesus saying that, you know, my mother and my brother, are those who do the will of my Father. And so especially some things that I wrote down. The first thing is this. The first thing necessary to becoming an outstanding mother, the first thing, and understand this, is to have a personal relationship with God. That is the first thing, to have a personal relationship with God, to becoming an outstanding mother. Now that simply means, can mothers who are not saved be good mothers? Mothers who are not saved can be very good mothers. But to be an outstanding mother, you got to have a personal relationship with God. I know a lot of mothers who don't know God, are not saved, but they have good morals. They have good values. They want their children to have the best in life. They want their children to go to the best schools. They're not saved, but they want their children to do good in whatever their accomplishments are. Now, there are a lot of parents who are not saved, but they train their children right. They teach their children the right things. They have good values for their children. They don't want their children drinking and smoking and doing things like that. Every mother wants the best for their child. And even as your child begins to grow up, you train that child right. That child will always be able to remember what you instill into them. You know, sometimes we say that sometimes kids are bad, and the kids are bad because the mothers and fathers are bad. Sometimes children are going to be just bad. You can train your children to do well, and then, you know, and they'll stay under your guidance for a while, but sometimes they'll go out and go the other way. They don't always grow up in church. I brought my boys up in church. They're not in church now, but they have that seed on the inside. They know right from wrong. They know good and they know bad. They know when they do things wrong. Because we taught them, Lottie and I taught them how to be that way. But there's something special about a mother. Because when a child is up at night and it's scary, and maybe the wind is blowing and it's lightning outside, Why is it that the children always call mama? They don't never call daddy. They say they call mom. They always call mother, because that child came from that mother. It's always fascinating to me, James, how God is able to put a seed inside of a woman, and that child begins to grow inside of a woman, and comes out of new babies. Everybody in here, don't care who you are, where you come from, what it is, it doesn't matter. Everybody's got a mother. Everybody, guess what? Every animal, every gorilla, every giraffe, every cow, every gazelle, every snake, every whatever, everybody's got a mother. Everybody's got a father, but listen, if there were no women when Eve was here, and it wasn't Adam, just Eve, where would we be if we're just women? If it was just one woman, God didn't create Adam, what would we have right now? Nobody.
That's right.
Nobody. Won't be nobody here. Eve be done dead and done crusted in the ground. Won't be nobody. Wouldn't be nobody. Think about it. What I just say, if there were no women, there would be nobody. We're here for a reason. They're here for a reason. Y'all are here for a purpose. Amen. And that's a good thing. So the first thing necessary to become an outstanding mother is you have to have a personal relationship with God. Because if you got a personal relationship with God, then you can have God speaking to you and how to train that child sometime, how to raise that child sometime. And I was telling Mama that when I was born, that's when Mama really began to get into Christ. And God began to speak to her, and she used to take us to church, you know, train us in church. We used to do our homework in church, but none of us ever flunked. We was in church. Pastor Jenkins, we were in church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday night. And some Saturdays. That's why I told you I was a late bloomer. I was in church all the time. I ain't had time to do nothing. I ain't know nothing. I'm telling y'all. Y'all remember me saying the other night? Y'all remember telling the other night? I ain't know nothing. I ain't had time to know nothing. Every time I'm sitting in the book, reading the Bible. I mean, only person I remember was mom and mother cousin. Mom and mother cousin. They ain't nothing to get excited about. I didn't know nothing. I don't remember nothing. Mom didn't teach us nothing. I mean, I didn't know how to sneak out. I mean, she didn't, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. She didn't, no, you didn't teach me nothing. I learned on my own. I told you, when I got to Germany, I said, what? You mean I lost all this time? I was in, what in the world, where have I been? Them boys said, you mean to tell me? I said, nope. So anyway, Mama had a personal relationship with God. Are there good mothers who don't have a relationship with God? Yes. But to be an outstanding mother, you must have guidance from God. Amen. That's what you need, guidance from the Lord. There ought to be a good mother. So, the second thing is, you got to have a proper relationship with the family. Yes. I mean, as a mother, you got to have a relationship with your family. Women, and I'm going to say this, and men, I want you to just understand what I'm saying. Women are really the backbone of the family. You want to be macho about it and say I'm the back. You're not the backbone of the family. Women are the backbone of the family. Men, we are the providers. We are supposed to be the protectors. But women are the backbone of the family. They are the backbone. They're the one that keep the cohesiveness together. When God created women, He did a wonderful thing. He did a beautiful thing. Amen. So you have to have a proper relationship. Sometimes fathers lead, and sometimes mothers have to be mothers, fathers, providers, protectors, encouragers, do the homework, do all that stuff. Mothers have to be that sometimes. I got a story I'm going to read right quick. So mothers have to be all that sometimes, and that's a good thing when you got a mother that is able to be a provider, encourager to children. I mean, they do it all. They do it all. I'm going to find that story. It's a story that I had in here, amen, that I'm going to read. And if I don't find it, I'll come back to it in a minute. But it's a story about this man had, oh God, I'll find it in a minute. If I don't find it, I'll come back to it. Amen. I think I got it here. Karan, are you still with me?
I am.
Okay, just keep following me wherever I am. I'll come back to it in a minute. All right, so a proper relationship with the family. Women are the backbone of the family. Men are the protectors and the providers. Children will run to their mothers or call mommy when they are afraid, like I was just saying. And that's because there's a closeness that a mother have with a child, whether son or daughter. That's just natural. And women has to be sometimes that nurturer and that provider, because the men, and back in the day, the men supposed to go out, they're supposed to do the work. You know, and I know times have changed now where now women are executives and women can do whatever, you know, and I'm all for women's liberation. If they want to be executives, if they want to be the president of the United States of America or do whatever, that's fine. But the cohesiveness of women is what keep the family together. Sometimes they are more level-headed, amen, than us men are. And yes, I do believe that there is, and it is true, that our brain doesn't think the same way as women do. God made women specifically, sometimes, I'm going to tell you like it is, to really be able to outthink a man. I mean, you know, I'm just saying, I've heard that, you know, when men are messing around, doing something they got no business doing, and the woman has already thought ahead of what they're going to say, and we already ain't even in our question, in our mind, keep looking in there. It's a paper. It's 2 sheets of paper. Just keep looking. It's printed out. It's printed. Men have a question in their mind already. What a woman going to say? Say if they're messing around, and we were talking about this the other night, that you know, a woman already has in her mind. You know, first thing she's going to ask you, a man come creeping in 5 o'clock in the morning. First thing he's going to ask her, where you been? If men were really smart, we would have done rehearsing in our head, because we already know the women are going to ask, but we feel like, well, they ain't going to answer that, you know, I'll make up a story. But when it really, that question really comes to your mind, come to you from the woman, where have you been? You know what we do? I'm just telling you, this ain't never happened to me before, because I've never come in 5 o'clock in the morning. If I came in 5 o'clock in the morning, I wouldn't be here today. Because there's no excuse I'm going to give Darlene to where I was 5 o'clock in the morning. I can't say I was at mama's house, because what is the woman going to do? If you say at your mama's house, what she going to do? She going to call my mama. And when you call mama, my mama ain't going to laugh at me. Darlene going to ask her, have Candy been over there? Say, I ain't seen Candy in 2 days. No, that's not it either. I might have left it home. But I ain't seen Candy in 2 days. You can't tell your friends, because that woman going to ask your friends where you at. And now, sometimes we say, well, the friends they'll lie for you. But it's so unexpected questions that the woman will ask her friend, well, who else was with you? Now, brothers, we didn't go over who else she was going to ask. So we don't know. Say, well, where's your wife? You know, and then you start lying. And then you tell that lie, and then 6 months later, when she asks you again, you forgot you told that lie. And so God has put women here for a particular reason. Amen. And they know how to question you, just like you in court. They can really be, y'all women are some of the best lawyers, because they know how to question you. And our thinking, we don't quite think like y'all think. And I never can. I'll never be able to think like Darlene thinks. She's already thought ahead of me. You know, sometimes it's just a game you got to play sometimes. You got to play the game, though. So here's the thing. Children, Proverbs 22:6, it says, train up a child in the way he should go. You have to train him. Train a child. And a mother can do that. A mother can train a child. A child will listen to a child listens to the father too, but a child will listen to the mother because of that closeness. Train a child in the way that he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from you. If your children don't honor and obey you, listen to this. If your children don't honor and obey you, whom they see, how are they going to honor and obey God, whom they don't see? So sometimes you have to teach your children obedience and honor. How would they learn how to obey God, whom they don't see? If you don't teach your child how to honor and obedience, how is it when they grow up and get a job and the boss tell them, I need for you to be here for another 2 hours? How are they going to be obedient to the boss if they haven't been taught how to be obedient at home? So it's good to be able to teach your child obedience, train them. I do believe that a lot of problems, now this is just me, it's not biblical, maybe it is, we have is because we don't keep strains on our children like we used to.
All right.
Okay?
Right.
When we were growing up, I'm born in 58, in 58, 68, 78, 88, and whatever, the parents had constraints on the children. You know, Mama had constraints on us. When we went somewhere, she knew where we were. When we were outside, she knew where we were. And yes, we were always hollering distance away from her to tell us to come home. But times have changed a lot. And sometimes kids will go out and they go out in the neighborhood and mama don't know where they are, don't know who they're with. Mama would never let us. And see, mothers think like that. Mamas think, well, whose house are you going over? Who lives there? Who is this man? Where does he come from? Mama wanted to know, and we never stayed with anybody. Only person Mama let us stay with was a blind lady. Miss Aunt Cherry Ann. And Aunt Cherry Ann, I tell you, we couldn't do nothing. Aunt Cherry Ann stayed next door. Right next door. And we stayed with Aunt Cherry Ann once or twice. You remember that? You remember that? We stayed with Aunt Cherry Ann once or twice, and Aunt Cherry Ann was blind, so we had to worry about nothing. Aunt Cherry Ann had ears like an eagle, and she knew everything. Because when you're outside go bed, you can hear mice crawling across the floor. You hear everything. So we didn't go anywhere. Mama didn't allow, because yeah, they have child molesters back in those days too. It just wasn't very much well known back then. But a mother will protect a child over anything. Let me ask you something. Camilla, with your baby right now, what animal are you afraid of? Are you afraid of dogs, pit bulls? You afraid of a pit bull? If there was a pit bull that weighed 75 pounds, grab your baby from your arms and start running down the street. You scared of that dog? What are you going to do? A mother will fight a bear, a gorilla, a mama. You know what? Fear leaves. When you're talking about a mother, you messing with a child, a baby of a mother.
Kind of mad. That's right. That's right.
And you know what? The adrenaline will flow where fear will leave you. If your baby won't know where around and you saw that pit bull coming, you're going the other way. But if that pit bull is messing with your children, and I tell Carol and grandparents, if a dog, a cat, or whatever is messing with your grandchildren, so that I know your boys run you completely up the wall, about to lose your mind, but they still hurt children. And if she have to do something to protect them, she'll do it still. That's what a mother does. Fathers do the same thing. I'm not taking anything from fathers, but I'm saying for the day, mothers will fight a lion. They may lose, but you know what? They ain't gonna mess. They may stretch my back up, but you ain't gonna mess with my baby. That's a special thing about a mother. That's a great thing about a mother. She don't care. She'll fight. And you know what? Animals do the same thing. You seen on Wild Kingdom when those lions got their cubs, and a bear or a tiger or something would come and try to take them cubs. They pick them up by the mouth and hide them somewhere. Isn't that something? It happens with the birds. It happens with animals. Everything. Hogs. It happens, but it doesn't matter. A mother's instinct is to protect their child. That's what they do. In the Lion Kingdom, the pride is considered a pride. The women are the ones that hang together. The men go out and kill the animals. I mean, well, the women go out and they catch them, and then the big lion comes along later on and just clamps his mouth around it and kills the animals. If you ever looked on Lion Kingdom, those women animals, they'll go out and they'll run in packs. You don't see the big lion with the mane on. You don't see 10 of them running together. They can't run that fast. They got the women lion, that's what it is, I call them women lions, to go and catch the gazelle. If you ever look at the Animal Kingdom, and once they got them, and then here comes the big lion. I mean, he comes up behind them with the big mane on and clamps his mouth around the neck of the, whatever it is, wildebeest or whatever, and he finishes it off. That's what it is. So we are providers, we're protectors, we do what we can to try to find food for our children. That's what we do. A mother don't want to let a child go hungry. You ever seen on TV in Africa, those mothers will do whatever they have to do, and sometimes when they don't have food, you can see the look on their face. A mother will do anything she can to try to bring a survival for her children and their child to survive. That's just the instinct that God put inside of women to do such a thing. So that is a great thing. So if you don't teach them how to honor and obey you, how will that carry over to the workplace? To obey authority, you have to have a little bit of training of obedience and honor. To obey teachers in school, you have to have a little training, you know. We really didn't have a lot of problems in school. I don't think we had too many problems with teachers coming to the house. Every now and then we would get a little trouble because we run our mouths a little bit, do some little stuff like that, but never where the teachers would come and say, look, that boy just too bad. I can't handle him no more. Don't bring him to my school anymore. I don't need him there. My son, Brandon, whoops Day almost every day until the point where I told him to stop beating. I just told him to stop. Because the day they go to school, and kids, they get like sticks now. Y'all know they get...
Yes, behavior sticks.
Yeah, behavior sticks. He get like 5 or 6. I told him stop beating or you're going to kill him. You know, so you got to find another way of how to, you know, train. And I don't know what it is because my boys are growing up. I don't know what y'all do, how y'all train, what y'all doing. And Brandon is a disciplinarian. He disciplined them, but sometimes, for some reason, I don't know, you know, these kids are different today. They're a lot different today than they were back in those days. And I don't know, is it the water they're drinking? Is it the food we're eating? Is it too much stuff in the food? Too many chemicals in the food? You would say it is. I know you would say it is.
You got a child that's ADHD or something. If the parents let them drink red drink or anything like that with color in it, that sets them off. It really sets them off.
I believe it has something to do with the color in the food also. When we were in school, they wanted to label Canaan and Brandon as Canaan as HDA. She wouldn't let them do it. What is it? Was it ADDA? That showed he was never there. ADDA, whatever it was, and we wouldn't let him do it. The problem he was having was with a teacher. And Canaan, I remember, he maxed the SAT. He maxed the SAT. He's a kid, child never done that. But in school, the final exam, he flunked it. but he maxed the SAT. Come to find out, it was a problem with the teacher. So Miss Furby, thank God for her, looked at the paper and said, send him to the next grade. And we had no problem out of then, you know. And that because Darlene was standing there and fight, because a mother's instinct, you know your children. A mother.
Ran better over Candy because she said Grandma was a smarter student than Candy, but Candy Jr. was always like getting in trouble. She got mad because
Exactly.
on that medal.
Exactly.
And
Right. And a mother would know those instincts. You know those instincts in your child. This is discussion too, y'all. It's okay.
I was just gonna say, like you said, she didn't let them do that. That's important too, because they will quickly try to label the child, and if the child's sitting in the classroom and they constantly like feeding that to them, oh, you know, you're this and you're that, they're gonna start believing. And you know, once you, like she said, with that medicine, some of the kids don't need medicine. It's just like you said, kids are just bad. You teach them all you can, but they're still bad. But once they get on that medicine and they really start to, you know, like it really makes them something that they shouldn't even be.
Right.
So that's important too, like being careful how people label the child.
The medicine that they give the children, if the children takes it, it slows them down. But if a grown person takes it, it speeds us up. It makes us hyper. Isn't that amazing?
And I thank God for my own mind and nobody convincing me,
Right.
not even a doctor.
Right.
Because that's where my mother went into play.
Right.
And I said, what I'm going to do, since he's got all this excess energy, every day, I think I told y'all, I would take him to the park and let him run. Every day, every single day. And then the days that it was raining, where we were staying there on Sunset, he would go around and go home inside. I just let him run. I let him run. And you see how he is today. The calmest, coolest little boy, well, young man that you know, he's pretty calm.
But sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to give the children the medicine. I guess sometimes it is necessary.
But
You know.
if you don't feel like that's needed, you know, because Terrell was dyslexic. He still is, but he's learned how to master the dyslexia.
Exactly. So what would this world be like if there were no women? If Moses' mother had not have put him in the water and pushed him down, there wouldn't be no children of Israel, Egypt, you know, all that. It wouldn't ever been in the Bible. That mother had this instinct because Pharaoh was killing all the children, and she did not want her child to die. So she put him in the water and prayed and hoped that isn't that something? If that wouldn't happen, there would be no story about Moses or whatever. Hannah in 1 Samuel prayed for a son. He's okay. Hannah and Isaiah prayed for a son. And in turn, when Hannah prayed for a son, what did she turn around and do? Gave it right back to the Lord. Amen. And then what Hannah did was she supported Samuel in his work. So in all you do, support your children.
Amen.
With Brandon and Kane, I use them. We're doing baseball and Jackie Robinson. Me and Darlene would be there religiously. And sometimes we had church. And I would go to the game and I would come straight to church. But show your face at a baseball game. Show your face at a soccer mom game. I don't know. Show your face at a baseball game, because me and Darlene would go to the baseball game at Jackie Robinson. Sometimes it'll be 12 kids out there and we'll be there but 2 parents, me and Darlene. They wouldn't go support their children. Support your children. That brings up, that makes them self-esteem. It gives them self-esteem. Huh? It gives them confidence to know that my mama is watching. And even today when I preach, when mama's not there, I mean, I feel this emptiness. And I know she can't be here sometimes when I go and preach, sometimes, and I understand that. But I feel this emptiness because I want my mama there right beside me. I want her looking at me and seeing me. And that's, you know, that's how you feel. You want your mama around, you know. Daddy, fine, I don't care, but mama, you want mama right there with you. This is Mother's Day. This ain't Father's Day. Father's Day, I'm going to do a flip-flop. I'm going to change it on Father's Day. And y'all mother, y'all going to get it because I got some stuff for y'all. Amen. But so you have to support your children. Support your children. I mean, in whatever they do. You know, you want them to do things that's going to be a help to them in the years to come and whatever their endeavor is going to be. They might not be a preacher. They might not be a missionary. They might not sing in the choir. They may want to play sports. You know, I don't mind my boy would have went and played sports, you know, if that's what his calling was, and become a millionaire and bless his daddy. I ain't no problem with that. I don't care about that. You know, whatever they do. And then if Brandon went to school, you know, he went to he got his associate's degree. So support your children in whatever you possible way you can. Even when they make mistakes. And a mother knows how to talk to a child. Darlene can talk to them boys better than they can. And what bothers me a lot of times is when Canaan and Brandon call for the house, at the house. You know what they say? I said, hello. I said, let me speak to Mom. Hello, did you say something to me? Hey, Dad, let me speak to Mom. I'm telling you the truth. It happens to the moms, and that's okay because, you know, I have a problem with that. When I was in Germany and I used to call home, I asked to speak to Mama. I want to speak to Mama. Daddy was fine. Daddy, you all right? You good? Okay, it's good to see you. I want to speak to Mama. I want to hear my mama voice. I want to. Somebody said, "You're a mama boy." Yeah, I'm a mama boy. Well, okay, and so what? Yeah, yeah, my mama's boy. Yeah, because she brought me to this world. So, yes.
First thing them boys would say, "Hey, Mom." That's right. Hey, Mom.
That's right. On TV, you never, you know. It's that feeling. That woman brought that child into the world. And that's true. Hey, Mom, how you doing? Even the grown sportsmen, sportswomen, I like to say a big shout out to my mom. Hey, Mom, I love you, Mom. Holding that Academy Awards up. First, I said, thank God. I like to thank my mama. And the dad, I said, well, I'm sitting here. I had something to do with it. You know, and you sure you gotta have a dad, but it's nothing like a mother's hug. When a mother will hug you. It's nothing like that, you know, have a mama hug you. And for those of you who've lost mothers, and I know, you can always go back on memory and just remember how your mother was. And the wonderful things she used to say, the wonderful words she said, the words of wisdom that she used to give you, the things that she used to tell you to make you feel good, let you know, you know. And sometimes Mama said some things I didn't want to hear, and things I didn't like, things I did not want to hear. But I found out something, she was always right. Even mothers, a mother, Pam, with your children, a mother, I don't care how bad they are. I don't care how bad a mother is. A mother would never tell a child anything. You got some bad mothers, but most mothers would never tell a child anything wrong to do. A mother would never tell a child anything wrong to do at all. Mothers are going to only do one thing. They're going to say things that's going to be a help to you. A mother would never tell a child anything wrong, you know, if they can help it. So Hannah prayed for a son, and she gave him back to the Lord and supported him in his work. So support your children. Mothers are loyal. A mother is going to be your mother no matter how bad you are. A mother is going to always be your mother. You know, they may tell you, I don't appreciate what you did, I don't like what you did, I don't like what you said, but a mother is going to always be a mother.
You know, I feel like women got a lot of patience, but you know, as men, we be like, you know, the kids playing around, hey, 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 we ain't really got no patience.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Now, I have to kind of add a little bit more to that, because when my grandkids are over and they're in there screaming and hollering, I don't have patience. So you know what I do? Now I don't. But you know what I do? I used to do? I used to block them out. I used to pretend like they weren't even there. They be running through the house and I'd be just like this. I would just block them out. Now, as I'm getting older and I'm smelling myself now, as I said, when those kids come into the house, and the first time we were driving to up there the other day to Salisbury, and I had the 2 grandgirls in the back. When I was driving, my mind is on the road. I'm trying to concentrate because, you know, it's crazy people out there. People will kill you. That's metal, 5,000 pounds of metal on metal going 75 miles an hour each way. So I was driving my car, and maybe I do have PTSD, because that girl in the bathtub, and I almost let that wheel go, because they were back in the back playing. And unbeknownst to me, and Darlene, she'll tell you, I'm turning around trying to drive. Fool, you better look at where you're going. So I'm looking in the rearview mirror at them. And so, kids, you gotta learn to live with them. You gotta learn, but you gotta learn how to train them and talk to them, and you can't be ugly to them, because sometimes children will take whatever they see and they'll use it against you. They'll take whatever they hear and they'll use it against you. You don't believe me? Keep saying a cuss word in front of those children. Keep saying something that you know ain't right in front of those children. What those children will do, they'll wait until they get around your friends, and they'll say, Mom, what is that so-and-so word? I mean, they'll say it because they don't know. You never told them, don't say that word. They just hear you say it all the time. So you have to learn. Kids listen to everything. They pick up on everything. They pick up on things you don't think they're listening, and they will pick up on stuff. To Leo was, who that we was talking, and I can't remember what our conversation was, but sometimes you know how you're talking and you don't want the kids to know. You say, well, you know, you got to be careful, and you're talking to somebody, but you want the kids to catch on. I don't know which one of my grandkids it was. Bree said, why you say that? What do you mean by that? I said, what did you? Kids listen, they hear. Kids listen to you. When you think they're not listening, when you think they listen, I'm telling you, they're listening. Yes.
But that is so true. And kids, they tell stuff. And you know, in my profession, I do hair, and I did a child's hair, and I don't never pick children. I don't ask. I try to keep it on a simple, how you doing, how was school, blah, 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 little things like that. Tiny, I spoke to the child, and she said, my mama boyfriend stayed over last night. She said, my mama make us clean up, and we got to do all the work. And, you know, I'm like, hush, shush. I'm like, look, baby, hush. The child run her mouth, talk. And some of the parents, when they bring their kids or grandkids, she said, the parent will say, hush, don't be running your mouth talking, because they know the child running out. So these kids will say that whatever's on their mind, you ain't even got to pick some of them. And then some of them you could pick, but I don't do that. I think that's wrong, because children are innocent. You know, to some degree, they're innocent, but they just run them out. They tell stuff. My mama don't like this, and my mama, they talk about the mamas most of the time. Or my dad, my mama had my boyfriend over. And I'm like, baby, hush. I didn't ask you nothing. Hush. So you gotta, kids, you gotta be careful what you do around them.
When a lady brought a cake over to me and Darlene's house years ago, because we had lost our baby, right? We lost. The lady down the street brought a cake over to the house. She was an older, sweet potato. She was an old lady, but she wasn't very clean. We just. So Darlene we weren't going to eat the pie. I mean, we had nothing against it. We just weren't going to eat the pie. We just, so what Darlene said,
No, Candy Junior, that came back, the lady came back and asked how about the pie. Candy Junior said it was so good we
didn't eat it. So, yeah. That's exactly what it was. I was trying to figure out what it was. We did not eat, we gave the pie to Jerry Jenkins. You know why? Because we said, we ain't eating this pie. So we didn't eat the pie. We didn't. So the lady came back the other day and she was talking and Candy Junior, the lady said, well, how was the pie? And I didn't want to tell no lie. So Candy Junior said the pie was so good we didn't eat it. I said, well, shut. We said, ma'am, it was all right. You know, we don't. I want to ask Jerry how was the pie. I'm pretty sure it was good to Jerry. But children will listen to whatever you say, and they will repeat what you say when you think they're not listening. So kids are smart. You have to be very careful. So yes.
I did that one time with Mama and them, and I was just repeating what I had heard. And the lady she was probably about 500 pounds, right, Mama? Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was about 500 pounds. Yeah. And she was coming down the street, and she was wobbling from one side to the other. And I was sitting on the porch just patting her feet. And I said, Mom, here come old big, fat, stinking Brazilian man.
Oh my God.
Kids, yes.
What I heard.
Kids will repeat. So, and I know this kind of off the subject for mothers, but kids will repeat what parents will say, you know, when you least expect it. So, in closing, there was a story of a man came home one day from work, and when he went in the house, he noticed that the kids, 4 of them, were laying in the house. Diapers were still off. The house was dirty. Food spread everywhere. The kids was playing all over the house. The man went in the kitchen and noticed that the dishes weren't done. That they had eaten breakfast and there was food, cereal all over the floor, everywhere. Went into the washroom and noticed that the clothes hadn't been washed. The clothes were still in the washer. Some were still dirty. It was just plain filthy, nasty. Ran into the bathroom. He began to get nervous and noticed that the bathroom was still in disarray. Nothing was clean. He walked up the stairs and saw food marks and stains everywhere, all on the side of the walls and everywhere. Went into the kids' bedroom and he noticed that everything was turned over. Everything was upside down. Just house tore, slammed up. I'm telling you, I mean, everything. It was just, he began to get scared because things were just turned ramshack. Everything upside down. He ran into the bedroom and started hollering, crying out for his wife. And when he went in the room and saw his wife, he noticed that she was still laying in bed and she still had her rollers in her hair and just laying in bed and she was sleeping. And the man asked her, what happened? Why is the house like this? And the woman said, do you remember the other day you asked me, what do you do when I go to work? He said, yeah. She said, well, I didn't do it today. A woman is, what's the word? There's a word that you can do more than one thing at different times.
Multitasker.
It's multitask, but it's another word too. A woman can multitask. Yes, men, we can clean, we can do this, we can do that, we can do that. But a woman knows how to, it's called autonomy is another word for it. A woman knows how to do more than one thing and do it well and do it proficiently and do it efficiently. And men, we can do the same thing. I'm not taking nothing away from you because I know how, when my wife was sick, to clean, to cook, to make sure everything was done in the house. We know how to do it. But a woman has a special touch. We have to learn how to be more respectful to the women, to what they do, to how God has placed them here. And the reason why they're here, because if there were no women here also, and I can take it a step further, if there were no women here and there were nothing but men here, we would be in a heap of trouble. We would be in a heap of trouble. God knew exactly what he was doing when he created women. He know why he created them in an anatomical way that he did. He knows what he did. He knows why he did it. I commend any woman that can produce a 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 ounce baby from out of her body, pound, get me right, because I ain't never had one. A 6, 7, 8, 5, 10 pound baby out of her, and still have the ability to be feminine, to still be beautiful, and God has put you here for this reason. I commend any woman that will go 9 months, or ever how long you go, with carrying a baby inside of you, and sometimes do it more than one time. A lady over the hill, Miss Dixon, how many shares is that? 19 baby, and she did not walk like John Wayne. Still had 19 babies. 19 children. That means she went through that 19 times. Ever how many 9 months is? She had 19 kids at 9 months. I'm just going to say 9 months. How many years is that she was pregnant? Huh? That she was pregnant.
Well, the Duggart lady did it, but she's rich.
No, this woman had 19, the Dixon.
Right,
in our neighborhood. I mean, we used to touch her. 19 children, Brother Jenkins. 19 children. She went through that 19 times. And you know what? It was 1 year behind another. 1 year behind another. He don't remember when he did it, but yeah, you know he had children. So women are to be commended for what you do, for how you carry yourself. So what? Mr. Dixon was not that drunk. Obviously, maybe he got drunk after. But after was over here.
They had midwives here. They didn't go to the hospital.
Right. And has anybody here ever delivered a baby?
Me?
Oh.
You have. Oh, you did it just not with Camilla though, was it?
Almost.
I was there, but why did her feet push?
Right.
She had the doctors telling her what, giving her orders, and she was doing it. Like she was on there saying,
Oh my goodness, that thing.
Exactly. It's just amazing how God has blessed us and blessed us to have good mothers and good wives and good women. Amen. To do what you do, and I just be commended. I look back on who was that? Who that had a baby? She was 80, 90 some years old. Sarah. I commend Sarah. And too many women clap their hands. I ain't having no baby. I ain't gonna never happen to me. So I thank God for this day and how He has allowed us to be here and blessed us to experience another Mother's Day. Every Mother's Day is special. Father's Day is special. Children's Day is special. But this Mother's Day is a special time. And for those of you who have lost your mothers, always remember the good things and what what they represented and how during the time they was alive that they shared with you and talked with you and was there for you. So you lost your mother on Mother's Day. Now that's May 11th, because May 11th last year was Mother's Day, because Darlene's birthday was on Mother's Day and at the same time last year. So this year is your birthday, and so it goes ahead. So to lose your mother on Mother's Day, I remember Jackie Savage lost his mother on Christmas Day. Remember Jackie Savage? I remember, I never forget it, on Christmas Day, you know. Right. This time of, right. So we're thankful. We really got here. We're thankful for that, you know, how God has blessed us for this day. You know, my birthday was April 4th, and that's the day Martin Luther King was shot on. I mean, who will remember that? You know, that's the day he was shot. You know, well, how happened to my birthday? Why couldn't it be April 5th or something like that? But that's something I'll always remember. So we certainly thank God for that today. And